Hello and welcome to the TANKSPOT Ice Crown Citadel Raid Guide. My name is Alina, and in this video I'll cover everything you need to know about the normal mode 10-man version of the Sindragosa encounter. Sindragosa is a three-phase fight that inherited many elements from the Saffron encounter in Nax and also Godfrost and Pit of Saran. If you've killed those, you at least have a basic idea of what this fight is going to be like. She has a ground phase and air phase and a third phase that starts at 35% health. Ground phases last a minute, air phase is 50 seconds. The first air phase will occur at 85% health. After that they alternate until Sindragosa's health reaches 35%. Where you tank her is not crucially important, but you want to make sure to have plenty of space available on one of her flanks. Being a dragon, Sindragosa has the typical tail smash and frontal cone cleave abilities that dragons tend to possess, so your raid needs to assemble at her flank. We used a setup of 2 tanks, 3 healers and 5 DPS for this, although it is probably even doable with 1 tank and 2 healers, but you're introducing a lot of potential RNG deaths that way. Only while Sindragosa is on the ground, your raid will take a permanent 3k damage every 3 seconds from her Frost Aura. This isn't bad by itself, but it can pose a problem combined with some other abilities that she has. To inhibit incoming melee damage, attacking Sindragosa physically has a 20% chance of inflicting Permeating Chill, which makes you take an additional 1000 damage for every active stack. If this ends up being too much damage, melee classes need to stop attacking until their stacks reset. A similar mechanic is in effect for casters and healers. This one's called Unchained Magic. This is a 30-second debuff that Sindragosa will use on a random caster or healer every couple seconds, and every time a spell is cast during that duration, the caster gains a stacking debuff called Instability. After 8 seconds of not casting, you take 2000 damage for each stack of instability you have on you. In short, you probably don't want to let this stack past 5 stacks to avoid huge damage spikes. Shadow Priest can get past this mechanic by casting like normal and using Dispersion to soften the backlash once Unchained Magic ticks off. Other classes may have similar workarounds. High tank damage is ensured through the Cleave and Frost Breath, which unmitigated hits a tank for about 30k damage, slows his attack speed by 50% and his movement speed by 15% for 10 seconds, so make sure to have at least one dedicated tank healer. Once during every ground phase, Sindragosa will use Icy Grip, which draws every raid member towards her, and will then cast Blistering Cold, a 5-second cast spell that will hit everyone within 25 yards of her for 30k damage. Too long didn't listen version, once she sucks you in, you move away. That covers her ground phase abilities, now onto the air phase. After she lifts up, 2 randomly selected targets will get wobbly blue arrows over their heads, which means they're a couple seconds away from getting encased in an ice tomb. Everyone needs to move away from players with blue arrows, because if they're within 10 yards of them, they too will take the tomb's spike damage, and should they survive, they will also get turned into an ice block, which obviously is pretty bad. What makes this phase different from Saffron is that the ice tombs don't serve to line of sight Sindragosa, but instead you hide behind them to line of sight the ice spear she throws onto random spots on the ground. The impending impact point will appear as a circle on the ground with ice swirling around it. Get on the other side of the ice block from it. If you fail to, you take 16k damage. She shoots 4 ice bombs per air phase. Also note that the ice tombs are attackable and should be damaged but not killed until all 4 ice bombs have been shot. You get a short amount of time afterwards until Sindragosa lands, by which point the ice tombs should be so low on health that they can easily be destroyed and your raid members will be released. At 35%, Sindragosa will get very mad at you, so you should make her more furious and use Bloodlust or Heroism. In this phase she gains a new ability called Mystic Buffet, which is a stacking debuff that she will cast every 5 seconds, and it will increase your magical damage taken by 15% per application. This obviously is pretty bad for every raid member because of the Frost Aura, but it's even worse for your tank because of the Frost Breath. Fortunately, Buffet can be reset by being out of Sindragosa's line of sight, and she's even nice enough to provide the mechanic to line of sight her with. You guessed it, more Frost Tombs. This is also why you brought 2 tanks. Designate an icebox spot ahead of time that is easy for everybody to run to. When Sindragosa puts a mark on someone to get entombed, that person needs to run to said spot while everyone else needs to make sure to stay away from it until the tomb has been placed. It's advised for everyone to reset their stacks at least on every second tomb. Healers should alternate. Tanks need good communication and ideally a cooldown rotation. You don't want to have them switch more than absolutely necessary to reset their stacks. Frost tombs need to be DPS down. She casts this frequently and you never want more than one up at any given time. She also still uses blistering cold in this phase, so be ready for it. Once you have a rotation worked out to deal with the tombs, this fight starts getting a lot easier. While still a bit of a gear check, the most important aspects of this fight are positioning and timing, and naturally, communication. Good luck and have fun! Thank you for watching this movie. As always, feel free to ask questions or add suggestions either on YouTube or in the strategy thread on TANKSPOT.com. Also, TANKSPOT donors can download all of these movies in high definition directly from our servers, so if you'd like to learn more about that, just click the second link in the movie information box.